Hi, my name is Paula Kensu, and this is Zena Kensu. She's tired. We're both tired of fighting this wrongful conviction. We are fighting for my husband, Temujin Kensu, who is wrongfully convicted of the murder of Scott Macklem in 1986 out of St. Clair County, Michigan. My husband has served 37 years out of a life without parole sentence, and he was born Frederick Thomas Freeman, so a lot of the court original trial transcripts were under his birth name, but he later changed his name while incarcerated to Temujin Kensu, and that is recognized by the state. Temujin was wrongfully convicted out of St. Clair County, Michigan, and St. Clair County does not have a conviction integrity unit. So Temujin's case was referred through the Michigan Attorney General's Conviction Integrity Unit, which is the state CIU. It's spearheaded by Dana Nessel, and it was created in 2019. Temujin's was one of the first cases submitted to the state CIU. And we received confirmation in writing and at conferences confirming the eligibility criteria from Robin Frankel, who is the director of the Michigan Conviction Integrity Unit through the state CIU. And she had confirmed at the time what was considered eligible criteria to be included in a CIU case. That criteria was on the Michigan State CIU website. It later changed after Temujin's case was accepted into the CIU, after his case was assigned, and after his case was starting to be investigated. The criteria on their website changed. The application stayed the same, however, and it is still the same to this day as far as I know. That criteria does not include being brought up in a previous case or appeal. So, to make a long story short, Temujin's case was accepted by the CIU. It was investigated for nearly 2.5 years. They closed the case without saying anything about his innocence or guilt. And they are fighting to release the CIU report, the recommendation to exonerate. We've tried fighting for it in a federal court, and Dana Nessel is hiding behind her immunity and saying that it's client attorney work product. Our question is that would they write a 2,500-page report if he was guilty? No, they wouldn't. They would just close the case. So why is Dana Nessel hiding the report by the Conviction Integrity Unit and the recommendation? That is our question for the CIU. In addition to why did the eligibility criteria change after his case was accepted? I want people to know how incredibly difficult it is to fight something like a wrongful conviction, and it should matter to you because it can happen to absolutely anybody. It has taken us 37 years to get to the point where we're at, and we have hundreds of thousands of followers and people who have heard the story around the world. Over million, several million have heard the story. We've had several million views on our social media accounts, and that should really bother everybody, because if we have that kind of support and we can't get justice, then what about somebody who doesn't have this level of support? This fight is torture. It's an absolute living nightmare. And I asked somebody the other day, I said, how can you plan your future when half of your future is missing, when half of your life is missing? And when you are married to somebody who's wrongfully convicted, every single decision you make is much more challenging, because now you have the added complexity of that person not being here with you. There's just a tremendous amount of concern from him on the inside, which is natural. I mean, he has no control over anything that happens out here, and that's got to be terrifying. He lost his first wife while he was serving life without parole for this murder that he didn't convict. And Temujin is he wants to come home and he deserves his freedom. And I just want everybody to know that it really takes a lot of effort. It takes a tremendous amount of effort to fight this fight. And we can't do it alone. We really need your help. So please don't ignore this, because it could happen to anybody in your life. It could happen to you.